we both agree with this general view, right? We're headed towards a SAT standard, a Bitcoin standard at some point. That entails what often Bitcoiners call hyper-Bitcoinization, right? There's going to be some point, the avalanche, this thing goes parabolic and it never comes back, right? Even we're denominating Bitcoin in dollar terms largely today, but if this event plays out, it's no longer going to be denominated in dollars.
The dollar will go away.
The dollar will go away, right?
My grandkids will use sats, I think, to buy things.
Exactly. So part and parcel to hyper-Bitcoinization is USD hyperinflation. I know this is a spooky thing.
I know. I don't like to go there because it's a bummer, but yeah.
But let's just stick with hyper-Bitcoinization in that case. Yeah. What do you think? What is that going to be like? How should we be preparing for this? Like what? Well, it's a good thing if you're holding Bitcoin, but there's also going to be probably a lot of instability that comes along.
Yeah, and there are going to be people who are hurt and all of that. And so what I'm hoping is that we just kind of trend in that direction
slowly.
Yeah, slowly and consistently. Yeah. And because I think that, society, a shock, a real discontinuous event to the upside will be, people will get hurt. Let's just face it. Yeah. I mean, people will get hurt. And yes, those of us who own Bitcoin will go, wow, look at this. I'm a lot richer than I used to be. But, all your neighbors will be hurt and the society be hurt. I mean, there'll be a lot of problems with it. So I think the better way to do it is just to kind of advocate for this and move in that direction. I mean, and even if it happened today, I'm not sure it'd be a really great thing just because, although I'd really like to see the federal government fail, but we don't. I mean, we need better layer 2 solutions. Do you know what I mean? I mean, so Bitcoin. We haven't talked about this at all, but Bitcoin is winning the store of value game. I mean, just crushing it, right?
Yeah. It's already won, basically.
Won it, winning, whatever you want to call it, and it's going to keep on winning. There's going to be so much winning here, they're not going to know what to do, right? But the medium of exchange game, man, I have to say, having been in the space, since I bought some in 2014, but more active in it since the 1920 timeframe, when I first started going to the big conferences and all. The Lightning Network, gosh, I wish it were coming along faster. Small things works great. $5,000, good luck. I mean, it's hard to do larger transactions. There's not enough liquidity yet. And this is why, although I shit on almost all of the crypto, I am open-minded to the fact that maybe Lightning isn't the layer 2 and maybe something else will be. Yeah. That we will all save in Bitcoin and then transfer to some other coin as a layer 2 kind of Lightning substitute. Yeah. I mean, I think that's a possibility.
Yeah, the verdict's still out, definitely.
I think it is. Yeah. But I guess my point to you on, hyper-Bitcoinization, when does it occur? I tend to, so let's go back to the fourth turning model. This one started in 2008. You've studied them. You based your show based on, what is money. It was, the issue of this fourth turning is, is what is money. And they tend to last 20, 25 years, maybe 30 years at the longest. And so we started in 2008. I mean, I kind of think this is, and you look at where we are now in debt and debt to GDP and how broken it all is. I think this is going to get resolved in the next 5 to 10 years, Robert. I think between, we're at 24, 29 to 35. I think we'll have solved the what is money question. I think the world will know, and the new form of money will be, and maybe it's even $1 backed by Bitcoin. I don't know. I mean, there are a lot of possible outcomes, but there will be a climatic event that will make enough people realize that what we have isn't working, and that we need a sound money standard. I think that's what will happen. And I think, if inflation gets higher and persists, and we keep printing money, eventually, I mean, the outcry already is high, and it's only going to get worse, right? I mean, that's how I see it.
Yeah. So do you think there is going to be some type of acute economic crisis at some point? But won't. I mean, I think Trump recently banned CBDCs.
Yes.
Or something to that effect. So maybe that is out of the question now, but it seems like the centralized state would want to use,
absolutely.
Say, never let a good crisis go to waste. So they would use that as an opportunity.
And that's why I hope Trump and Bessent are bold and courageous and try to do what I've outlined in the book in terms of a monetary reset in their 4-year window. Here's an alternative case. They don't do it. They can't be bold and courageous enough. The world's not ready for it. They don't take the chance. The 4 years go by, inflation's high, and suddenly blue team wins. Because, I mean, what the voters have been doing really is just whoever's in there. They've been voting the other. Okay,
Yeah.
you guys didn't solve it.
Right.
Let's try this other team.
Right, because again, politics don't solve problems. So people just keep the problem persists. It doesn't matter who you put in office.
And so at the margin, blue team wins next time around. Well, now Stephanie Kelton is the Treasury Secretary. And the
Fed's balance sheet goes to $100
yeah,
trillion
exactly. Well, and universal basic income, is now built in, right? Because we've got to help the people, and who cares about the deficits? We don't care, and right. I mean, and so and by the way, and that's where hey, gosh, these Bitcoiners and gold people are really kind of ruining our currency, which is part of our national policy, part of our national defense. We need to tax gold and Bitcoin at 90%, and we need to grab all the gold and Bitcoin the way Roosevelt did. I mean, that's possible.
Yeah.
That's entirely possible in a blue, in a heavily blue administration facing an economic crisis, right? Which is why possessing the gold, possessing the Bitcoin, and even possessing your own self and sovereignty, and and not being too long real estate. I mean, look. My kids are here. I'm going to want to be here to see my grandkids. But, I mean, if they came after me and said, we're going to do an unrealized capital gains tax on 90% of your Bitcoin profits, I'm no longer an American citizen.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, I'm out of here.
Multiple passports come into play.
Yeah,
all that.
I mean, I'm out of here. So, I mean, and could that happen? I pray it won't.
Yeah.
But the left, I mean, sure, I could see them doing it, trying to do it.
For sure. They've already been talking about it. Yeah. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, click here to find more just like it, and here to find our most recent episode. Also, make sure to like this video to help shine light on the corruption of money, and be sure to subscribe to this channel to stay connected.